Of downtown Austin could look remarkably like the past. Tonight, stakeholders in Austin's downtown development met to hammer out new plans for these two sectors, the upscale area northwest of the Capitol with tree-lined streets and Victorian homes, and the core or waterfront area focused between Lady Bird Lake and the State Capitol building, the most intensively developed and urbanized part of Austin. And KXAN's Josh Hinkle found out why there's a sense of urgency to act before history disappears.
The bus stop at the Old Bakery draws plenty of traffic, but not as many tourists as the city would like. Volunteers run the National Register property at the northwest corner of Congress and 10th. The building and the park next to it have very few visitors, partly due to limited hours and its isolation among parking lots.
I think of my past.
Martha Hernandez catches the bus here every day, but remembers walking past with her parents long ago. Now the city and state want to revitalize this key block of Congress. With the right mix of uses, a cafe, retail, culture, it could draw nearby Capitol visitors.
We're not trying to create Disneylands, and we're not saying new buildings should look like old buildings whatsoever. I mean, that's part of the variety and the authenticity of living and working and building in today's environment.
Consultants with the city met with downtown stakeholders to discuss taking the Old Bakery's example outward. Beyond Congress Avenue, one of the key components would be East 6th Street, a 7-block stretch of 19th century shops evolved into a major entertainment district. There's also the warehouse district, with restaurants and clubs opening onto loading docks, now elevated sidewalks.
So it kind of gives like a relationship that you can kind of bond off of, and then you can tell your kids if it's still around.
Tourists, residents, and workers alike want to see those historic facets remain. The city wants to develop design standards. New buildings would have to be compatible with historic structures. Unused historic buildings could also have new uses. But with 124 historic properties in this sector alone, the city is seeking stakeholders' advice along the way, which could be a 10 to 15-year plan. The city will also have to work with developers on a way everyone involved can afford to keep Austin the way it was.
To renovate an old building, it takes a lot of money.
That's exactly right. Consultants and the city are also talking about existing and future tax incentives for historic development. There's also the possibility for some sort of bond program for something similar. Keep this in mind. This is just the tip of this plan. It's a 90-page report, and we posted the entire thing on our website at KXAN.com. Just search for this story in the local news section. Live in the studio, Josh Hinkle, KXAN Austin News.